Hey guys, so in today's video I wanted to talk about how my occupational therapy treatment session went yesterday. Um, so it actually was a very different session than how my sessions have normally been going, and that was because of my seizure activity on Sunday. For whatever reason, they scheduled me for Monday and Thursday this week, and like normally my occupational therapy sessions have been on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but whatever, it all worked out. Um, we didn't do as much as we normally did or do during our sessions just because I was really tired still. And for those of you who have never had a seizure before, like having seizures is something that takes it saps all of the energy out of you. And so I was still really tired, and because of the fact that I was so tired, like the occupational therapist yesterday, she said she wanted to take it easy. We spent some time talking about possibilities of what happened that caused this seizure. I mean, we really don't know, and I still haven't gotten in touch with my neurologist's office, so there's not really a whole lot that I can do when it comes to that. But she was wondering, my occupational therapist was wondering if maybe it was because like Saturday was one of the busiest days that I've had since all of this happened with my seizures that caused the issue in the first place. So like on Saturday we had a family Christmas at my fiance's mom's house. So it was his mom, his grandma, his sister-in-law, and his brother, and we all had like a Christmas dinner, and we exchanged gifts and things like that. And so it was a lot of transferring in and out of vehicles, because prior to this happening, I transferred in and out of vehicle in the morning because I had to go get that lab work done. And then after that, I went to my godmother's house to get more of my things. Like I have all of my belongings now except for my extra wheelchair, which I told her that she could donate if she knew someone who needed it. And my rolling walker is a rollator walker. Obviously, I can't use that right now. And a doll, like a baby doll carriage that my grandma had saved for me. And it was like for when I have kids of my own type thing. Like, you guys kind of get it. But so I had transferred in and out of the vehicle like multiple times. I did at least 7 chair to vehicle transfers, and I think I have mentioned this in other videos before, but like transfers take a lot of my energy, and it takes a lot of focus for me to be able to do the transfers. And so like just the fact that I did 7 total car transfers that day, plus having to transfer from my wheelchair to the bathroom and things like that, it took a lot of my energy. And so my occupational therapist, like I said, she was wondering if maybe all of that activity isn't what like caused my body to kind of rebel against me and be like, hey, this is enough, we've done enough, whatever. I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but it is the busiest that I've been since having these seizures that landed me in ICU and all of that stuff. So it very well could be. I've still been taking my seizure medication. We just have to figure out like what is going on here. So hopefully I'm able to get in touch with my neurologist's office soon. But yesterday I did have a student from the local high school join my therapy session a little bit, about like 10 minutes into it. And she only stayed for about half of the therapy session. And so she got to kind of feel, we were working on like contracting muscles in my hand and my wrist, because I was able to get muscle contraction, like really slight muscle contraction in the wrist, but I can't actually like move that wrist very much. You couldn't visibly move it, but you can feel the contraction like if you squeeze my forearm. She also got to see me move my thumb and my index finger. And so it was very interesting for that high school student to be able to do that. Like I said, the occupational therapist and I kind of talked about everything that happened talked about what I had been doing at home, because they do give me like different exercises and homework type things to do in between therapy sessions and stuff like that. So um, I also stood at the half wall in the physical therapy gym yesterday 3 times, and each time I stood for somewhere around 5-ish minutes. There were a couple times where the occupational therapist forgot to turn her timer on, so we were guesstimating. That's why I said 5-ish minutes. So that's pretty good. I'm still working on gaining my endurance as far as standing and making sure that I'm balancing. And it's very frustrating, because this whole process of learning how to do all these things again is frustrating for me, because I want to be able to do everything that I used to be able to do, like right now. Like I want it now, and it's frustrating that I can't get my body to cooperate with me and just do what it is that I'm telling it to do. Like it's not communicating for whatever reason. So yeah, that is basically what we did. She also printed out a packet of like passive range of motion exercises that she wants my fiance to do, because this shoulder is getting stiff. She told me that like the orthotic or brace that I wear on my shoulder, that goes down to my forearm, she wants me to limit the amount that I'm wearing it. She said like if I'm gonna wear it, to wear it for like half a day at most, just because we've noticed like the joint is getting stiff, and we don't want my shoulder to be locked or frozen, where I could potentially need like shoulder surgery in order to be able to move like I can on this side. So we definitely want to avoid that, because I don't have the money or the insurance coverage right now to be dealing with all of that stuff. So yeah, sorry, I have the hiccups. But anyways, that is basically all that we did. She, like I said, printed off that packet so that I can have passive range of motion stretching and exercises that go from the shoulder joint all the way down to the elbow and the wrist, the hand, and even the fingers, because she's hoping that by doing the passive range of motion, like with my fingers, that I can maybe get some movement back, or function in the hand. We are very excited because of the fact that I have my index finger and my thumb, which are really the most functional fingers in the hand. As far as like doing things like grasping, you do a lot with the thumb and the index finger. So she was super excited about that, as am I. Like I've been excited with every little bit of function that I regain. It's super exciting for me. So yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to share with you guys what we kind of did yesterday. It wasn't a very productive, I feel like, therapy session compared to our normal ones, just because of how exhausted I still was. But yeah, other than that, I have just been trying to keep moving my fingers and wishing that I would get some function back in my foot and leg as well, because I feel like now my arm is starting to do things, but because occupational therapy doesn't work on the foot or the leg, because I don't have physical therapy, it's frustrating, because I feel like now my leg is lagging behind. So anyways, I'm trying to stay hopeful. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments down below. I will either respond to them in written format or most likely with a video. I'm sorry that I'm so behind in uploading, but I film like 3 videos a day, Monday through Friday currently, so that is why I get so far behind. So I apologize, but I do respond as soon as I'm able to. So yeah, anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys in my next one.